Hey, how you doing there again, folks? You got, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering. Off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler review series videos I've been doing for a little while now. Go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. These are my favorite reviews to do. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there, I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck, and whilst I'm doing all that, folks, you better believe it, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today, folks? It happens to be my brand new-ish, boom, Nathan James shirt. Very cool shirt, I love it. But who and or what is Nathan James? Question we all must ask ourselves one day. But in this case, there's an actual answer. Nathan James is a musical artist operating within what I would sort of consider the new generation of nu metal artists. If you're unfamiliar with nu metal, it's a sort of subgenre of heavy metal that really came about in sort of the early to mid 90s, really took root in sort of the late 90s into the 2000s. Bands like Korn, Limp Bizkit, what have you. I was a big fan growing up. I'm still a big fan now. I became aware of Nathan. He was on tour with some other artists that I was out to see, and I really enjoyed his set. I thought he did a great job. I got to talk with him a little bit after his set. Really nice guy. Got some videos of his set. Those videos are on my channel, just in case maybe you want to check those out. If nothing else, I'd be more than happy to kind of point you in the right direction as far as his music goes, because I think he's really great. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Why are these the favorite type of reviews for me to do? Well, folks, if you watch my channel, you know I love going over there and celebrating my local food scene. But it's even better when I get to go over there and review a brand new spot. So, what new spot am I reviewing? Boom! It is Kabab Mahal, menu by J.K. Devon, who I actually got to meet. He was the guy going over there and helming the front. Extremely nice guy. We chatted a little bit. He was very enthusiastic. I like that. And yeah, so this place just opened up. It had previously been a place that I reviewed, but I can't think of the name of it, but they closed down a few years ago. Then it was briefly a chicken place. I didn't get a chance to review that. They shut down for renovations, never came back up. But what came in its place is Kabab Mahal. Happens to be in Villa Park on North Avenue. And what with this being a review of a Illinois establishment, by the way, it's going to end up on my Eating Out Illinois playlist, which is a playlist for just local Illinois spots. But what am I reviewing? Happens to be, boom, and then boom, they're so large. But what the hell are these? These are their Paneer Kathi rolls under their Pathara rolls section. I apologize for any mispronunciations. I'm a goofy white guy from the Midwest, so I actually had to look up what paneer was because, like, I'd heard the term, but it's actually a type of cheese that it doesn't melt, and I guess it originates from India. Cool. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at this. I should mention, like, you get a complimentary soup with your order, and they're also doing a promotion right now where if you go over there and give them a nice review on Google, or well, even if you just give them a review, they'll give you a free dessert. I had a mango lassi, which I'm not going to review because I already ate it. It was delicious, though. So let's get a thing for the thing here. You can tell I'm a little bit excited. I'm an excitable guy. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of... It looks like this. Yeah, man. So let's get a thing for the thing here. It looks like that. Kind of go like that, I think. And let's give it a shot. How are we going to do this? Alright. Yes. Oh my god, is that delicious? That is so insanely tasty. Like, as I was eating it, it was just like, I'm like, because as I'm, tasting it, I'm like kind of internally analyzing it so that I can verbiage it out to you fine folks. And so, like, I'm trying, I'm taking it in, I'm like a supercomputer. But, like, I'm like a supercomputer from the 80s because that's when I was born. So, like, all these, like, new flavors I'm experiencing, I'm like, extra time to process. No, like, it's so much, but, like, in such a delicious way. It definitely has, kind of an Indian food vibe to it, some of the seasonings and stuff. But, like, it's, for one thing, it tastes so fresh. Like, you can tell, I mean, obviously you go to a place like this, you expect, the food's going to be made to order, but you can taste it here, man. Like, all the veg and everything, super duper fresh, super duper flavorful. And then it's just backed by this really nice spice that kind of brings everything together. And then you have the paneer. And that was the X factor, right? Because again, like, I don't have a lot of experience with that. So I was like, okay, how is this going to work? I was worried about two things. One, is it going to be too much like tofu? Which tofu is fine, but it's not usually a highlight thing that I want to go for. Sometimes, though, depending on the dish. And the other thing I was worried about was, like, is it going to feel less substantial than a more typical protein, right? Chicken or beef or what have you. Not the case at all. Absolutely delicious. Like, it's this great mix. That paneer is so freaking good. It reminds me texture-wise a little bit of like a feta. In that, like I was saying, like, it doesn't melt, and almost a little bit like tofu. It's not, it doesn't have the same like punch as like feta does, but like it has like this kind of hard to describe. It has a little bit more sort of like an earthy kind of taste to it. And it's like, it's not quite as pungent, but like the way that it works, it's delicious. And again, any concern I had over this being like less impressive or less filling than, again, something like chicken or beef or what have you, completely gone. Like, I would love to try all of those versions of this, but this is so good, and it's so cool because it is an experience that, I've personally never had before, at least not to this extent. This is exceptional. It's exactly why I love doing these reviews, man, because it's just, I get to try stuff like this. Oh. I have to put it down or I'm going to not stop eating. That is so cool. That is so cool. All right, two questions have to be asked. Not really, but they do. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Absolutely and absolutely. This is, not only is this just clearly prepared extremely well and, just put together just the way it needs to be put together, it's an experience unlike any I've had before. Like, I've had somewhat similar things. I'm not entirely oblivious to this region of food, right? If you watch a channel, you know that. But put together in this way, with the paneer as the focus point, that is something really exceptional. And again, it's something that, like, I just personally have not experienced in that way. If you watch my channel, you already know what I'm going to say. I'm calling this the business. And if you don't know what that means, when I refer to something as being the business, that means that it's pretty much a perfect item. Like, you could tweak it a little bit, you could do a little here or there, but like fundamentally, it's pretty much a perfect item. That is what this is for me. From the first bite, I was in love with this. Everything about it, it's super duper flavorful. It's just really nice and fresh tasting. And again, it's something that it's unique to me, this experience. And I love that. And that's why if I'm recommending it, I'm 100% recommending it. because I think this is something where, I mean, look, I would say this. It's probably going to help if you're a little adventurous with your food taste, and that, to be fair, everybody's got their different things. But fundamentally, there's nothing crazy about it or anything that would be super unfamiliar to, a Midwestern palate like my own. It's cheese, it's veg, and again, you have really the only thing is like, again, you have like sort of like Indian style seasonings and stuff, but it's not spicy or anything like that. It's delicious. And I think if you're already familiar with like sort of Mediterranean food or even like Greek food, it kind of has a similar vibe, just, it's sort of an Indian style flair. And I think this is something where people need to get in on this, because this is the new hotness. So, but anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year, folks. Who are there, have yourself truly Paneer-tastic rest of your life, because goddamn. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do can't do it all the time. I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Now, folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully, do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, I've been saying it for years. I'm going to keep saying it. Explore your local food scene and always keep your eyes open, because, there's always going to be something new coming in. And, if you're fortunate enough, like I am, where you have a really great food scene, celebrate it. Be part of it, I mean, look, man, I love some fast food too, but something like this, yeah, maybe it costs a little bit more than a Whopper. It also tastes about 1 billion times better. I'm just saying. Anyway,